You already know what's good. It's me, Cookiee Kawaii, and I'm here rocking out with Country Fan Mail.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Clue the Don, Country Fan Mail Podcast. Thank y'all for tapping in for another episode. And as y'all see, I am here with the legendary. I say legendary because, I'm trying to tell you, buzzing. I am here with the legendary Cookiee Kawaii. How you doing, miss?
I'm fine. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Already, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. Like it's definitely been a pleasure. Diving into your catalog and really getting to learn more about your music and the movement that I feel like you represent.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm
For
great
sure.
to be here.
Already. So the first question I have to ask you, what was the first song that you listened to when you woke up this morning?
Oh, I actually didn't listen to anything. The first thing I did when I woke up this morning was I took a cough drop because, I'm trying to get over this cold. So that was the first thing I did. And then I started binge watching Degrassi. So no music this morning.
Okay. Old school Degrassi or like the newer generation?
It was season 10. It's season 10. So that's kind of like the next generation.
Got you. Okay. and
You
I, and
probably like completely left turn, like, okay, no music, and you watching Degrassi, like, okay.
nah, it's all good. Like honestly, I don't really care where it goes. I'm just glad it's authentic because
I was about to
and
lie, but then I thought about it, I was like, nah, I ain't listened to no music yet. I was
yeah,
watching Degrassi.
nah, I appreciate it. And honestly, like I appreciate you coming on here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know how to say it, but even though you're not feeling too well, I really appreciate you still rocking with me. That means a lot for real.
Nah, thank you. I love doing interviews. I love when people want to know more about me. And yeah, it's not like I'm still kicking, so cold not
All
going to
right.
stop me from nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So all right. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So tell me about, early times. Like what was the first time that you actually remember picking up a pen and being like, you know what, I'm gonna take a stab at writing.
It was actually when I was in I guess that's the fifth grade. What is I was like probably like 10 or 11. I don't know. I don't remember how old I was, but I was in the
Yeah,
fifth grade and we had to do after school programs. So they basically told us to write poems. There was one particular day that was just like, you guys can recite some poems. And that was the day that I wrote my first poem. And then from there, I got addicted to just like express myself in that way.
for sure.
And yeah, the rest is history, honestly.
Okay. So when did it transition into kind of like being poems to actually, making the songs and you know what I'm saying and making the hit?
I mean, for me, I was a poet first and still am a poet. So that transition probably happened towards like me graduating high school. And I was just like, okay, I got to do something. Um, and I don't know, I just wanted to finally decide to see if I could put my poems to some beats and see what it would sound like. So I took it very seriously and just was like, all right, let me just start writing to random stuff. I just kind of just jumped right into it.
For sure. Okay. So kind of like thinking around that same time because I think we're probably in the same class. I was class of '09, so I think we're probably what I'm saying around the same time as far as graduating
You
class. But like,
graduated before me. I
well,
graduated in 2011.
okay, yeah,
I was like, oh nine, not oh nine, like oh that nine, no, not yet.
my man, I didn't mean to put that on you, but yeah, I was doing math in my head and I barely graduated, so clearly the math wasn't right. But yeah, so I feel like around that time, like I'm trying to think of like what the music scene really was at that time.
Mhm.
But I guess my leading question is or kind of leading into it is with the Jersey club scene, like I realized that the Jersey club scene for one is hella unique. It's hella.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something that you listen to it and it's a vibe that you never really feel it before. And honestly, like it just makes you move. Like it's just something about it that it just kind of makes you move. So kind of tell me a little bit more about I guess your interpretation of the Jersey club scene and what you feel like you do and or do without it.
Well, for me, like first of all, I'm a Jersey girl, born and raised. So growing up in Jersey, the Jersey club culture was just something that, or just the music culture when it comes down to house music, because I feel like house music is some of the fundamentals of what club is. You just hear it growing up, like your cookouts, your baby showers. Like it was literally like when it was time to dance after we do the electric slide, or maybe sometime after that, you got a club song playing or a house song playing, or a Baltimore club song playing, and that became like a staple of just like parties and get-togethers. Like it's like literally a part of just growing up in Jersey, or even if you're from Philly or Baltimore, it's just a part of that. Um, I don't know. I guess that culture. And for me, musically, I mean, it was almost second nature to also make club music outside of just making regular music for me,
Mm,
because club is its own genre. I mean, that's just how I see it. It's its own genre of music, especially now. So it just became second nature. It wasn't even like a question to also do club music while I was doing still, because I like R&B and soul and
yeah,
jazz, but when it comes down to club, that's his own thing. Like that's his own vibe, and you could take that and enhance that with other genres. So I just feel like it was just second nature to make club music when being from somewhere where the genre is so instilled into our culture of just partying and having a good time.
for sure, for sure. I like that, and yeah, I can hear a lot of that blend that you have in your music. Especially going back to looking at the actually your album. It's
Hmm.
pronounced Eunice.
Hmm. Yes, that's Vanice. That's my government name.
Excuse me. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that album, is like tracks like Hey DJ, like
Hmm.
that track right there. I feel like was a really amazing blend of R&B and also that club feel to it. So it's just like it really just gives you a little bit of mix of both. So you can listen to it in the morning or you can listen to it at night. It kind of
Right.
really, mixes it up for you. So like kind of diving into that album a little bit, what was your your creative mindset when you were making that album? Because that was your first album up since you signed to Empire, correct?
Right. Honestly, for me, when I went viral and I mean, like I said, club music has been around for at least 20 years now. And it's not new to a lot. Well, it's new to some people, but to
Hmm.
like, people familiar with the sound, it's just like seeing it branch out into this mainstream way it's amazing. So when after I went viral and I was like, okay, I got to put out a body of work, what I wanted to do was blend club music with every genre that at least that I like. I mean, I love all genres of music, but I really just wanted to blend club music with just different genres and kind
Hmm.
of give it like this new evolved placement where it's not just, you know, the what we're used to with the repetitive, just the repetitive club beat. It's
Yeah.
like, let me add some R&B, let me add some house in there, let me add some. I did a whole rock song. I mean, I was trying to incorporate that club sound into every different genre that felt good to me. So that was really the goal of my album, was to just blend club and make actual club songs and not just club remixes.
Mm. I like that. I really like that because I agree. I feel like you definitely did that as far as that blend between the club and all those different genres. I mean, I think one of the first track that really kind of like I wouldn't say I would say it surprised me, but not like I wasn't expecting it to be good. But it was like I listened to it and I was just like, whoa, where did that come from? I think it was Let Me 2021.
Yeah.
As I was just listening to it, there was like, well, I think it was like right when the beat is building up. I was just like, oh, like it took that turn, and then like it just really started going, and it really made me think. I didn't know like So you titled it "Let Me 2021." So like, what was actually the mindset behind that title? Because I
Um,
my mind I
I,
kind of do too deep sometimes.
no, I released my first album that I released was actually a R&B and soul album. It's called Zen. That's available on SoundCloud. I'm actually thinking about putting it on platforms, but I made a song called Let Me, and it literally is pretty much the same lyrics, the same everything, except I kind of twisted it into being like this hyper club kind of vibe of a song. So that's why I titled it Let Me 2021. because it's like this is like the new version or a new remake. I kind of do that a lot with my music. I feel like a lot of people didn't discover me via me making music prior to club music. So
Mm-hmm.
they don't know that I do all different genres, whether it's soul or like R&B. So I try to leave little Easter eggs in my music a lot of the time. So anybody that's like, like me that likes to dig, they'll find things and just be like, oh, okay, this is dope.
For sure, for sure. I like that. And one more music question before we kind of take another turn to it. So, when it comes to your music, do you produce your own, or do you kind of is there like a like a community of producers that you kind of deal with?
I do work with different producers, but I would say I executive produce my stuff. Like I don't know how to technicality, like the technical of sitting there and being on a computer and doing all of that. Like no, I don't even have the patience for that. Being so I used to do video editing. So to me, it's just like no, I'm not doing that. But I could
But you're like
tell.
very much so in hand with what you got
Yeah,
going
I
on.
could tell an engineer exactly how I want everything to sound, exactly where to move my layers, my ad libs, whatever I want. I literally structure all of my music. So that's dope. That's
But
really just what I like to do. And of course, there are times where I don't. Some producers just send me beats and I just ride and coast off of it because it ain't nothing for me to really do. Some producers really send me some hot shit. So we
for
just be
sure.
moving with it.
Already, I like that. I like that. All right, cool. So taking a slight turn, getting away from music a little bit. So listening to your music, kind of getting into it a little bit. So tell me, are you a gamer?
Yes.
Big
Yeah.
gamer. Okay, okay. So I was curious because like I wouldn't consider myself like I wouldn't even like what would I say disrespect gamers by calling myself a gamer. Like I play, I dabble, but I
If
really
you play games, you a gamer. Like that's just it. Like we not gatekeeping over here. If you play games, you a gamer. That's what that is.
I feel like because I it's like there's a lot of people that is just like they feel like unless you like kind of like dead set into it, you got a whole little vibe with the community and shit. Like I'll hop on Call of Duty. I ain't never played with a party. I ain't never like I barely even like know how people like what's your gamer tag. I'm like oh shit, let me find it. I don't know what the fuck I'm
That be
doing.
me too. Like that be me too sometimes. So you a
Already
gamer. Nah, you a gamer. If you play games, you a gamer. Because to somebody that don't play games at all, even you playing the one game is like you a gamer. Like that's just what it is. So.
kind of trips them out.
Mhm.
What's some of your favorite games?
Well, my favorite game of, well, I won't say of all time because there's too many to name, but one of the games that I would probably put on my top list is Assassin's Creed. Like, I really enjoy the storyline. The gameplay is fire. Um, Honestly, that's just one of the games that I consistently bring myself back to playing is Assassin's Creed.
Which one though?
I mean, I play pretty much a lot, pretty much all of them. So, I
For sure.
mean, I think it was Brotherhood though. Brotherhood when the homies could come and run down.
Brotherhood was Brotherhood was the shit.
When the homies could come run down with you, that was it. Like so,
Yeah.
honestly, you can't beat dressing up as a hooded figure running around like you know what
Doing
I'm
shit,
saying, causing a
crashing with
ruckus.
your friends.
Yeah, beat it.
Already. So, were you like? Do you get into like GTA or like Call of Duty shit like that?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I stream on Twitch, so I'm always like dabbling into. I'll play anything, honestly. Like I don't really have. I mean, I like RPGs. That's mainly I would say that's probably my main genre, but I'll
Mhm.
still dabble in shooters. Like do anything, like because it's like it's. I'm a gamer. Like I'll play anything once. You never know what you're going to like or what you're going to really stick with. So one of the games that I play consistently right now on stream is called Knockout City. It's pretty much like a dodgeball game, and it's a very intense dodgeball game, and it's pretty fun. So I'll play anything.
Already. And I'm glad you brought up the streaming. Yeah, I saw that you said you stream on Twitch. So like, tell me about that. So how is that Twitch community? Because from what I've seen, like even just kind of seeing the different Twitch streamers, like that community shit on Twitch gets real deep. You know what I'm saying? Like it get real invested. Like people really pull back up. You know what I'm saying? They really support.
Yeah.
Whether it's for the for the actual for what the artist is doing within the stream or the music out
Well, you all
the
right?
music outside of it. Yeah, we all good.
I'm saying stuff getting knocked over. Like you okay?
Trying to play it off. But but yeah, tell me more about your Twitch streaming.
Nah, Twitch. Twitch is probably super lit. I mean, I used to go during the pandemic. I used to go live on Instagram a lot, and that was cool. I mean, that like, and when everybody was in the house, that was really like peak time to build up your fan base and really engage with the people that's following you.
Yep.
But I transitioned from doing that to being on Twitch, and Twitch is amazing. I mean, I feel like I fall into the genre of like I'm gonna just say it. I'm a nerd. Like I'm a gamer. Like I watch anime. Like I'm just that's just what I am. So when it came down to being on Twitch, at first I thought Twitch was just for people who did competitive gaming. Like it was like people that's just serious. But once I found out, like I'm like, oh, it's just people on here chilling, playing games, like casually, just having a good time. I mean, I fit right in. I started streaming maybe about it could be 2 years now,
Mm.
and it's just been amazing. Like meeting people that just vibe and are into the same things you are, as far as gaming or anime or just tech in general, because your stream setup and doing all this stuff that we even do on stream, setting up our audio is pretty much you doing the whole production,
Yeah.
when you stream. So just me and people that are into these things, and I don't know, it's just really dope. Like me getting on Twitch is what inspired me to write one of my songs, which is Press Play, Gamer Girl,
Gamer girl. That's my shit.
yeah, that was literally I didn't know what I was going to do with that beat when I heard it, and then when I started streaming and I seen all these beautiful gamer girls on there, they had elite setups, they got lighting and all time. I was like, nah, gamer girl, like it was over, it was over.
Yeah, that shit hit. I could tell that song was hella. I'm glad you said what ended. That song was hella person. Like I really felt what I
It
really
was,
fucked with that because yeah, like yeah, it's a vibe. It really put me into it. It actually made me feel like what's that song by Dear Silas right now. I think it's when he
yeah,
was kind of talking about a girl. So yeah, kind of talking about Dear Silas. Tell me about that collab with Violin. That track
man.
right there, like like that track right there like really goes crazy. And so like yeah, tell me about that collab, man, making that song.
Man, Silas. First of all, shout out to Silas because he's fire. He's super dope, super talented. I've always been a fan of his. Like literally, I've always been a fan of his. And he did a cover to my song Vibe. Like he did like a whole animation to it of Sailor Moon. It was
Yeah,
fire.
they were getting
Yeah,
it.
he be killing them animations. And then he did also did once a violin, and I just I originally wanted him on my Vibe remix, but my team at the time wanted somebody a little bit bigger for that time. But once things progressed and I got the record for violin, I was like, nah, like we gotta get Silas on the feature. Like it's
Hold on, time out.
mandatory.
He did all the animations before y'all even did the feature.
Mhm.
That's wild. I thought he was doing, because I was following, I was paying attention. I saw him doing those animations, and I thought he was promoting the feature.
Mm-mm. He was just doing it just because, like, his work ethic is crazy. Like when it comes down to Silas and his covers, and when he does something, that's all him doing that like that. Like I didn't tell him to do nothing to vibe. I didn't tell him to do nothing to violin. I mean, of course, we followed each other, we supported each other, but
Yeah,
I didn't tell him to do that. Like he put a lot of effort and work into just doing the covers on his own. And for me, like I admire his work ethic. I love his music. Like so, it was nothing to be like, yeah, I gotta get him on a record. So he did his verse to violin before it was like locked in for him to be on the song. So I was like, nah, we gotta do it. We gotta lock it in. So I'm extremely grateful and proud of that record to know that we got to finally work together. So yeah, he's
for
fire.
sure.
Shout out to Silas.
Definitely, yeah. That track definitely goes crazy, and yeah, I fuck with it, and I feel like there's certain times where I feel like that club music or the club scene. There's certain songs that when they hit, it reaches everywhere. It doesn't really matter what kind of crevice of the culture that it can
Mhm.
get to, and kind of like 'cause I feel like just to be honest, I feel like a lot of people probably want to know about Vibe, and it went crazy. I mean, it was stupid. I think it's at like 6.4, the remix, and then the original joint is at
Mm.
like 4.3.
Yeah,
So if anything, kind of dealing with the original one, like I realized the video and how
mhm,
dynamic and how much it changed, and like there was representation from every dynamic, and I thought it was beautiful. Like I thought it was really amazing. So like you
yeah.
said that you executive producer. Like I want to know like what was the mindset when it came to like putting together that collective from the original standpoint of that video.
I mean, we had so many different treatments that came at least in the thought process of how Vibe was going to come out, and one of the ones that just really stuck to me was like following, I guess, the different aspects of things that were going on in the song on a more, I guess, out the box kind of way. Like
Mm.
even in the beginning of the song, you hear those like kind of like a crow or like a bird kind of thing going off. So,
Yeah, that was
shout out
crazy
to
with
the
the
director. Shout out to the director Frank. He was like, okay, let's use that bird's reference and put that in there. And I love film. So to me, that was like, yeah, let's pay a nod to that classic, old Hollywood film kind of vibe and throw the birds in there. Then even down to the alien, the cat, like the cowboy concept. That's just because you hear that whip
actually the
sound.
whip. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Everything was kind of like just let's definitely take it out the box. Also, one person that's always on my mood board for my videos is Missy Elliott. So it was nothing to be like, we got to take this just out the box and different. A lot of people didn't really understand. Like, well, I'll say the younger kids didn't really understand the direction of the vibe video and where it was going. Like a lot of people were telling me like they didn't get it, but that's okay
really.
because like I'd rather you not get it, you know what I'm saying, and completely just be like, okay, you see it and then you forget about it, you know what I'm saying?
That's actually really wild because like I'm really not trying to like I don't try to gas them or bullshit, but honestly the very first time that I watched the video I had heard the song
Mhm.
a lot of times, but by the time I watched the video I was like, yo, this shit is fucking perfect. Even like with the
That's like the
that part
space.
makes me think of space, and like it just was kind of
Mhm.
like you was shooting the people. Like it really like every part made sense in my mind. So
Mhm.
and then even for the what I'm saying with the remix, it was less, I guess on the same scale as far as like switching up as far as saying what happened, but at the same time it didn't take away from the basis of what was going on for sure.
Right. Because at the end of the video, we kind of like transitioned it into that was my imagination, and now we in real time kind of
Real
vibe. Yeah,
time. Exactly. Yeah, I like how you literally was that always the plan for you to kind of like, now be standing, be on the same porch, or not the porch, but I'm sorry, I'm not from the city. I don't know what y'all call this.
it's like a balcony, a fire escape.
Fire escape. There we go. Yeah. So like was that always kind of the mindset, or did the same person direct it the second time actually? That's a good
Yeah,
question.
Frank. I think it's Frank and Ivana. I think they're married. Yeah, they're a couple, and they've directed like Little Nas X videos. I think they've done videos for Cardi B as well. So like that just the out the box kind of that's kind of what they go for. So
Yeah.
the transition from it being my imagination and then going into the real life scheme. I mean, Frank, they're amazing. The team is amazing, and I'm just glad they were able to like really bring the vision to life. It was dope.
For sure. Yeah, it definitely was dope. Yeah, shout out to them. They definitely do an amazing job.
Yeah.
So yeah, bringing everything kind of full circle. So I like to really, saying reach out and tap in and ask on a real level. A lot of people will be like, hey, you see somebody passing, hey, how you doing? No, I'm doing good. How you doing? No, I'm doing that. It's really kind of superficial. So like in a real way, outside of you not feeling well, how are you doing?
Um, I'm all right. Like I'm doing better than I was. I mean, my whole year has been a lot of ups and downs. It's just a lot has been going on, but I'm better now. Like shout out to my therapist, shout out to my friends. I've just been trying to recharge myself and really focus on what I have to do now, moving on into this new year. So yeah, I'm good.
Already,
Better.
yeah, definitely. Better. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, shout out to therapy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to mental health, you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know about it, ask somebody and don't be ashamed. Talk to somebody who does it, you know what I'm saying? You can get your
Mhm.
help, whatever. With all that being said. So yeah. And if you had an opportunity to get a message out to everybody in the world, whether it was text message, smoke signal, whatever, everybody could read at the same time, what would it say?
Um, the message that I would give out to the world right now would mainly be to pay attention, you know, really pay attention to what's going on in the world, to who's around you, to the company you keep. Um, I feel like right now, even since the pandemic, a lot of people have been locked down. And now that we outside and been outside, it's been crazy. Like I feel like I've seen it's just something in the news or something on a blog every other day. And I feel even as I get older, we just need to be more aware of everything, like everything, like from, like I said, everything. The company you keep, the people you're around, and your mental health. Yeah, like just be more aware and have a little bit more empathy to just what's going on around you. I feel like a lot of people are just so lost right now or in general, and it's not even right now. I feel like it's a generational thing. I feel,
Yeah.
um, and if we're gonna do better as humans, as people, we just we just gotta pay attention. You know, a lot of people just think you're just supposed to just keep quiet and not really speak up for yourself or speak up for the things that you see going on around you. But um, I, being aware and I guess just being standing in what you believe in is just really, really important right now because there's a lot of manipulation and a lot of people trying to silence, those who really want to speak out and try to make change in the world, honestly. So be aware, have empathy, and be true to yourself. For real. It's important right now.
Already, it definitely is. I definitely appreciate you saying that. 'Cause I know there's a lot of people out there in the world that definitely look up to you and that look up to your message and see what you out there doing and I have my little bitty fan base. As soon as I was like I locked in the interview, they was like yo like that like people really they really fuck with you. So like
Let me
I
tell you, I turned down a lot, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I haven't been doing interviews for the year. Like I
I
was
noticed
really
I hadn't seen anything. I was like oh shit.
I shut it down. I was just like, not that I didn't want to do them, because like I said before, I love interviews. I love talking to people. That's my thing. But it was just a lot going on, and I probably would have came on a lot of platforms just yelling and screaming and ranting probably. So I needed to just like hone it all in, reset, refocus, so that way when I do interviews, it could just be I could say what's important and what needs to be said. So yeah, you're the first interview in like mad long. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you choosing, what I'm saying, my platform. Like that really does mean a lot. Like it really does mean the world for real, for real. So with that, with what I'm saying, with everybody that out there that that knows about you or if they don't know about you, let everybody know where they can follow you and where they can listen to your music.
Yeah, you can find me at Cookiee Kawaii on everything. Like it's on all platforms. You can literally just search Cookiee Kawaii and you will find me. Whether it's Twitter, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Cookiee Kawaii on everything. So yeah, check me out. Stream my music. I was
Definitely
about
make
to say
sure.
stream my shit.
Nah, go ahead and say it. Stream her shit, real shit. I'm trying to tell you, it's a vibe. You're gonna fuck with it. It's out there for everybody. Like, what I'm saying? There's something in there you're gonna find for everybody. Literally, my wife, she was just over here. She was just like, I was playing something. She was just kind of like, what is
Hey.
this? What is this? I was like, hey, I'm trying to taste that shit. So yeah, once again, I really appreciate you coming on to the
No,
platform.
no, thank you. I appreciate you for having me. Like I said, I mean, I love doing the interviews and I love letting people know more about me because I rarely I pop out and then I go back in my little lair. So I love to let people know, like, okay, I'm a person.
Already. We gonna be tapped in. We gonna talk more for sure. And
Yeah.
make sure that y'all tap in. If y'all need any links, any ways to follow Cookiee Kawaii, it's gonna be right there down in the description below. Make sure that y'all tap in. Country fan mail, clue the motherfucking Don. We out of here. Still trying to
Hey.
figure out how to end this without making it awkward. And here we go.